23 items selected in our canned food drive. I'm really proud of our team. We also have two individuals here today who we will be inducting into the OCU Athletic Hall of Fame on January 21st. You see on your table an invitation to that event. I hope that you will come. The highest honor that we have in our athletic department. Rich has created for me a great list of items to read. I have reached the point in my life where it's hard for me to read small things. So since we have people affiliated with these Hall of Famers, I'm going to kind of put them on the spot and ask them to give us a quick introduction of them. So Brian Harvey, why don't we start with you? And Sally Cole, and I guess it's Sally Cole Schmidt now?
That's correct.
Sally, stand up. Right. Sally will be a Hall of Famer in January. Coach Harvey, if you just share a few words, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, just once in a while you have that wonderful moment where you can coach somebody that truly is a student athlete, and Sally was not only 4 times academic All-American, she was 4 times All-American as a player. We reached the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals under Sally's captainship, and it was just one of those times in life where it really is a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to coach somebody and work with them. And I also was honorable enough that I worked with Sally when she was 12, 13, 14, 15, and she was, I mean, there was all kinds of the big schools were after her. OCU, sorry, we're the biggest, right? OSU, OU, and OCU, and I really was very, very pleased that she made the right decision. OCU.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, our record during Sally's 4 years at OCU was 86 wins, 9 losses, and 3 or 4 times. Not too bad.
It's all down to Billy's coaching.
Well, Sally, we're very proud of what you're doing now. We're proud of what you did at OCU, and we look forward to inducting you into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much.
Our other Hall of Famer is the first ever assistant coach at OCU to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. His name is Keith Lytle, and Keith, why don't you stand up? You will notice that Keith has a sling, and Keith's had surgery, and Keith is one of the 3 best batting practice pitchers in the world. I don't know who the other 2 are, that just came off the top of my head. But what Coach Harvey has taught us about hips and the number of kicks you can make, you have taught us about the number of balls that you can throw before you got to do a little work. Coach Crayball, would you mind saying a few words about Keith?
I taught him everything he knows. No, you guys know Keith. You know this is his 25th year here. He was I always say this, and it is true, he was my first recruit as a head coach. And to this day, he's still the best recruit I've ever had. And our success over the last 25 years is a lot to do with him and the hitting. We own the top 4 home run records in NAIA history, and all the things we've done. We've had 6 NAIA players of the years. They were all hitters. So this is an honor that is well deserved, and I couldn't be more proud for him. And by the response from our alumni, we're probably going to have some alumni, Jim, coming to the banquet as far as from California and some other places. So congratulations.
Good. Well earned, and if I read it correctly, during Denny and Keith's tenure, I'm looking for Rich, 1,070 victories, or was that just?
Since 91.
Since 1991. Not bad. Okay, we're number 1. We currently have baseball, women's basketball, women's golf, and women's wrestling ranked number 1 in the country. Not bad. I have one more kind of Hall of Famer. His name is Charlie Bernard. not, would you stand, Charlie? Charlie is our registrar at OCU, and what that means is he has spent thousands of hours worrying about eligibility of student athletes. I've been here 10 years. How long have you been in that position?
13 years.
I just can't tell you behind the scenes how critical Charlie has been to what we do. He would probably tell you that he didn't grow up watching thousands of ball games like the rest of us, but he's poured himself into his position. He's very important to us. I'm embarrassing him just a little bit, but Charlie, we really appreciate you. And would you just join me in thanking him for what he's doing? So Charlie is also a thespian, if that's, you're in a production right now, is that right?
Yes.
Here's your chance to promote it.
I'm doing a Christmas Carol at their theater, and we run through the 31st if anyone wants to go. It's a big spectacle.
All right.
Charlie, you can play.
I'm just ensemble really, solicitor number 2 and a few other roles.
Well, we really appreciate you. Charlie is a versatile guy, and if you can imagine, we have 350 to 400 student athletes every year. We have to certify the eligibility of every student athlete. Multiply that times 13 years, that's a lot of looking at GPAs and hours passed and that kind of thing, and it's just critical for us. Okay, well, let's get a couple of sport updates. I think we started with women's basketball last time, so we're going to start with men's basketball this time. Here to give us an update on our men's basketball squad, please welcome our head coach, Dionne Phelps.
Expected. All right. I guess the last time I talked to you guys, it was right before Thanksgiving. We were heading down to San Antonio. Since that was a pretty decent trip for us. Gave us a chance to get out on the road, get a chance to bond. Anytime you go on long trips like that, which was I think a 7-hour drive, it gives our guys an opportunity to come closer together. And I think that's one of the great things that came out of that tournament. We actually won 2 games down there, that was good. But like I said, us coming together was probably the biggest thing. Since we've been back, for some reason, we're struggling trying to get a win at home. We're playing real well when we get here, but there's a couple of games we played SNU and struggled with them. Had a good first half. We got down a little bit in the first half, fought back, and got back into the game. Just really didn't have enough energy to get over the hump late. But I'm proud of our guys. They're not giving up. They're fighting. They're playing together, and that's exactly what our expectations were to continue that. So hopefully with this break, we'll come back, and we don't, as you can probably tell by our schedule, we don't have a game until the 31st, which I'm not really excited about. I don't know what to do with myself between now and then. But hopefully it'll give our guys a little bit of chance to heal up. We had a couple of injuries. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. Shane Rogers had a couple of injuries, had a thigh bruise, and then the last game he had, I don't know how it happened, but he had staph on both knees. And so they had to go in, and I wanted to limit his playing time, but obviously, if you know Shane, he wants to play anyway, so we gave, I think he got logged like 24 minutes, but they had to go in right after that game and dig out the staph and everything like that. So his knee had swelled up the night before, but now he's back to being healthy. So hopefully with this time off, these guys will get a little bit of rest. So I'm looking forward to getting them back. We'll be back the night of the 26th. At 8 o'clock, and there won't be any basketballs involved in that practice. That'll be straight conditioning. So that's where we are right now. Anybody have any questions? Yes? You know what? At this point in time, no. I'm hoping to keep our team the way it is, unless there's some surprises at the semester academically, which I hope doesn't happen. But I'm really big on chemistry, and right now that chemistry's coming together. We're going to try to go with what we got to finish out this second semester.
Alonzo will be eligible.
That is a good point. Alonzo will be eligible this semester. He had to sit out this first semester. Not really due to any academic problems or anything like that. He just had a class that he probably needed to pick up, and it was an hour situation. So we're excited to get him back and get him on the floor because he's going to be a big bonus as far as his his energy that he brings to the floor. So we're looking forward to getting him out there. Anything else? Do you want me to announce that? All right. If you don't have any more questions, you guys give Brandy a piece. No. She'll have a big announcement to everybody, so be prepared.
Always some hidden.
No, there's not.
Well, you gotta be careful in our athletic department. Don't turn your back on anybody. Which reminds me, I did miss a couple of announcements. I saw this on Facebook, so I think it must be, if you put it on Facebook, you want the world to know it. Well, our own Rich Tortorelli, the sports information director, is engaged to be married. Congratulations, Rich, that's terrific. And I didn't see this on Facebook, but it's pretty evident. Our volleyball coach is only 10 days away. Is Christmas the due date?
Well, I go to the doctor today, so maybe next week sometime.
All right, we'll be thinking about it, about Nikki and John. Very early this year, but not long after Nikki had joined us, we had a staff event. And at the event, my wife was here, I was not lamenting, but I was saying that sometimes parenting can be, I'm not sure what word I use, maybe frustrating and challenging and I might have been saying, so you don't have to be in a hurry to have children. And it took about a month for her to get ready. Anyway, and then this weekend, Cameron Brown, our assistant rowing coach, is getting married. So we've got a lot going on. Cameron isn't here today. He's in prayer, contemplating his wedding. So we've got a lot going on. All right, now women's basketball. We have ascended to our rightful place as the #1 team in the country in women's basketball. Here to give us an update on all things women's basketball, our head coach, Rob Edmisson.
Ascending is the easy part. Staying is the hard part. We're middle final, so it's a tough time right now for our kids. They're not only emotionally tired, but physically tired. As Eddie Sutton used to say when I was at Oklahoma State, last 2 days we've ran until their ankles have smoked. So they're not probably really pleased with us, but with the 9-day break and heading into 3 games, with the style we play, conditioning is a huge concern because of our tempo. And we press pretty much for 40 minutes and we try to play as fast as we can. So they love that style of play. They may not love what it takes to be able to condition to play that style. But so we've been running a lot the last 2 days and trying to keep them in shape as we get ready to play Saturday afternoon at 2, and then we fly out Sunday to go to Vegas. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm taking 7 22-year-olds to Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I told them if they mess up, they will be staying in Vegas. So we've got that trip coming up, and we're looking forward to that. And like Coach said, trips like that are more about taking your team somewhere and getting to be together and spend time together and getting away from finals and the hecticness of all that stuff. So it will be a fun trip. I think we're going to try to go see the Circus Soleil things. Kids will get a kick out of that. But I've been basically for the last 2 weeks threatening them after every game that, hey, when you go to Vegas, please don't get in trouble and do something that you shouldn't do. Not that our kids would ever do that, but I reflect upon myself at that age. And so I'm projecting about the dangers of being in Vegas. But we're doing well. We had 2 big games since we talked to you last. Obviously, playing Union, who is the OCU Union's just a long-standing rival, and beating them over at Shawnee meant a lot to our kids. They just really get excited about playing Union. And so that was a big win. And then playing SNU, who's picked second in our conference, I think about a week ago on our home floor, we won by 30. Wasn't guessing that would happen, but it was kind of a statement in terms of letting people know that, hey, this team's got a chance to be special. So if we can stay away from injuries and stay healthy and everybody passes their finals like they're telling me they are. You ask kids every day, how you doing? Oh, Coach, I'm doing great. we'll see when grades get posted, Charlie. How many times do I call you, Charlie, during finals? Charlie, got that grade yet? Got that grade yet? Rob, you called me 5 minutes ago. It has not been posted. So that's probably the biggest worry for all the coaches sitting here today. I remember one year, Denny and Kyle took me hunting, and we were pheasant hunting somewhere in Oklahoma, out in the middle of nowhere, chasing Denny's dogs around. And they're all hunting, and I'm sitting in the middle of a dirt road with Charlie on the phone, asking him about finals grades. And I had to walk to a certain part in the field to get high enough so my cell phone would get reception. They thought that was funny, rookie coach out there worried about finals while we're trying to hunt pheasants. So it is a stressful time for kids and for coaches, because kids have invested a lot of time being good students. Our goal this year, and we talked about that today for our kids, is we're hoping to hit maybe a 3.4, 3.5 GPA this semester for our kids. And we've always been above 3.0, but this bunch right now is doing really well, so we're hoping they finish up strong. So with that said, any questions? See, when you talk that much, it takes all the questions out. Yeah.
Any newcomers coming in?
Well, we do have a couple of kids that are interested in transferring in. We're just kind of looking at fit, and you know, we only have 10 kids on the roster right now. Nicolette, hopefully, Charlie will be getting her certified by Friday, so we can play her on Saturday. If not, Charlie's got to come in and work over the break. You just didn't know that. But she'll become eligible, so they'll put us back at 10. And then we do have 2 kids that are showing up at our game Saturday. They're D1 transfers that want to transfer in. We're taking a look at it, trying to decide, again, like how it would affect chemistry and, you know, just whether or not we're in a position to do that right now. So we get a lot of phone calls this time of year, kids that want to come take a peek. So we look at it. But again, right now, this bunch is so in tune to each other. I'm really leery about throwing anything into that. They're just really on top of what they're doing right now.
I have to say, Coach, we love beating.
It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, and hopefully we'll see them in Kentucky again and get a chance to do it with all the marbles on the table. But we didn't play real well in that game. First half we shot 19%, and we're still in the game. In the second half we outscored them by about 20. So our kids were really resilient. So beating Union it's a big thing. And thanks for coming. We obviously appreciate your support and being there. So, all right, everybody have a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
All right, Melody, you got our door prize tickets. Coach Blazer, I would think you might want to contemplate any stories that you might remember to share with us in the future. Never know what you're going to get, but we always are pretty straightforward and honest here at lunch.